Hi guys, my name is Yanna, and if you want to score 70 plus on the IMAT, you need to understand one thing. The exam has changed more in the last 2 years than in the previous decade, and most students are preparing the wrong way. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to prepare to score 70 plus on the IMAT, and I'll break down what actually matters now compared to before, as well as the most efficient strategy you should follow if you're aiming for the 2026 exam. I'll go through all of these aspects step by step throughout this video, so you can use this as a proper guide. Firstly, to understand how to score high, we first need to understand what changed in order to adapt our preparation. Well, the biggest change involves the fact that before 2022, the IMAT was written by Cambridge, and at that time, the test involved many repeated topics and more predictability in the topics that they included. Now, it's written by the Italian ministry, which means less predictability, so fewer repeated questions, broader topic coverage, more variation in the question style, and less reliance on past paper spotting. These differences are increasingly more evident in the post-2022 years up until now. Hence, older past papers are no longer reliable predictions, and they should only be used as training tools. And this is where most students underperform because they prepare using old IMAT techniques, not the current ones. So from exam analyses and official shifts confirmed by the MUR announcements, we noted that specifically biology has become more detailed and covers a broader spectrum of questions. Also that the logical reasoning section was less formula heavy, and finally that the general knowledge section included more current affairs or even Italy related questions. Let me give a quick recap of the trends in the past few years post 2022, since that was a transition year which resulted in a slight unpredictability increase. In 2023, we had less pattern recognition and more varied biology. In 2024, we had higher cutoffs, more competition, and a slightly harder logic. And in 2025, we had a harder biology, a broader coverage, less predictability, and so overall we see a shift from pattern recognition to full understanding. But here's a problem. We also notice a shift in competition. This is where most people get things wrong. The IMAT is maybe harder in content and in broadness, but mostly it feels harder because of competition. There are around 10,000 plus candidates yearly, with roughly 500 to 600 non-EU seats, meaning an acceptance rate of around 5 to 10%. This sounds intimidating, but it actually creates an advantage if you prepare correctly with the strategy that I'm about to show you. So the IMAT tests 5 main areas across 60 questions in 100 minutes. They include MCQs with 5 answer options, so A to E. A correct answer earns you 1.5 points, a wrong answer would deduct 0.4 points, and an omitted answer results in 0 points for that question. Biology remains the biggest and most unpredictable section and includes 23 to 60 questions. Chemistry includes 15 on 60 questions, and it's a fourth of the exam. And the questions for physics and math includes 13 questions out of 60. Logical reasoning includes 5 questions, and general logic includes 4 questions. But recently the trend is shifting. We have less repetition of the same topics and a broad syllabus coverage. So hence, because of the IMAT's rising unpredictability in terms of content, you can no longer rely on high yield topics. You basically need full coverage. So how do you actually prepare to score 70 plus? Let me explain. With some good study techniques, you'll be more than able to cover what is needed and shift your focus on study methods just slightly based on the changes occurred in the past few years. In my opinion, most students make the mistake of jumping straight into past papers. Since the level of unpredictability has gone up, and along with that the need for past papers to be used as a source of training and not direct learning, past papers should thus be used at the end of one's preparation, not the beginning. Hence, ideally, your preparation should have 3 phases, moving from foundation to question exposure to full past papers, increasing pressure along the way. So it would be learning, training, and increasing your performance, or LTP. Most students skip phase 1 or rush phase 2, and that's exactly why they plateau. Phase 1 is the foundation of your preparation, which is unskippable if you're aiming for a high score. It should focus on learning the main concepts for biology, chemistry, and physics, and understanding them more than anything. The resources one should use from this are structured high school level resources, such as the one from A-Level, IB, CBSE, or trusted prep books such as the IMAT Guide or Alpha Test, since most of these directly correspond to the topics in the IMAT syllabus provided by the Italian ministry or the MUR a few months before the exam. So you can make a checklist of topics and study them fundamentally one by one. You could also use question banks and past IMAT papers, but only for topic identification, since more focused IMAT practice should come in the later phases. So for example, if you'd see a question on enzymes, you study the whole topic of enzymes properly. We've noticed that it's quite common for students not to really know how to go about maths and physics, and they often think reading formulae is enough, but especially for those who don't do maths or who didn't do maths in high school, it's absolutely imperative to actually practice the theory and concepts of high school mathematics, and as important to practice without a calculator, since obviously during the IMAT exam we don't have a calculator. In any case, here's where you should cover all the core syllabus topics to ensure you're prepared for anything, since given the trend of more unpredictability in the last years, you don't want to over-rely on past papers for this initial phase. Only then can you move on to phase 2, which includes practicing question banks in every sector, including new exposure to the logical reasoning and general knowledge sections, in order to become familiar with the question styles, their difficulty, and generally speaking, the type of thinking required to answer a question. Here, you could do questions that are specific to every topic. For example, doing 30 questions in a row that are specific to biology. Once you have solved a decent amount of questions, you can move on to the final phase of preparation, phase 3, and here you should take full advantage of past papers and just practice as much as you can. This phase involves practicing full past papers and simulating exam conditions almost exactly, making the practice of past papers at this stage as close as you can to the real exam. So for example, in terms of timing, so 100 minutes, in terms of resources, so this means trying not to use external resources until the end when you're done with that specific set of questions. Also not stopping midway. It's vital that when you're done with the question banks, you go through every question and truly understand why you got the questions wrong. Then review that aspect of the topic again so you're prepared for any similar future questions. Of course, you can note the high value and repeated topics for each section down and then study those more in depth. I would recommend doing these consistently so there are no surprises on the day of the exam, and so your brain can be habituated to all aspects and stay at ease when seeing ideally any question on that day. If you want structured practice, we also provide question banks and mock exams so you can apply exactly what I've described. Many people don't understand that at the end of the day, the IMAT is not entirely about knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge under pressure, and understanding this concept is key to excelling at the exam. This should go without saying, but breaks in between studying is essential, not optional. Research on space learning shows that stepping away once in a while helps your brain consolidate information and improves long-term recall. So short, regular breaks actually makes your studying more effective, not less. If you want to take one thing from this video, stop studying like it's 2020. The IMAT has changed, and if you want to score 70+, your preparation has to change with it. The biggest mistake students make nowadays is treating the IMAT like a memory test, when it's actually a thinking test. Understanding these core ideas will allow you to tailor your preparation for exactly what the 2026 IMAT will expect from you, but also become one of those top scorers. If this video was helpful, subscribe and like for more real, no-fluff IMAT videos, and drop your questions below since answering your doubts is essentially what we're here to do. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.